Welcome. Welcome to those of you who have joined today. Thank you so much for being here live, and welcome to those of you who are watching the recording. You can be really, really proud of yourselves for making time. I say this at the start of every workshop, but it is something that is truly honorable. You can give yourself a pat on the back for making time for your own self. I promise to deliver a lot of value in a short amount of time. So also follow my script. That's why I'm looking on the other screen sometimes, just to make sure I stay on track and I give you all the juicy content that I've prepared for you. So before I go any further, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which, well, we all are in the live, the Gimoy, Walubara, Yidinji, and Yarraganji people. So we are in Cairns, where the rainforest meets the reef, and it's beautiful, and I feel so blessed to be living here. So this web series is 6 sessions of 15 to 30 minutes. It's bite-sized insights to improve your health and your well-being, and everything will be actionable. So each of the workshop will have exercises. So I invite you to have a pen and a notebook handy, or maybe a Word document or your notes in your phone if you're watching that recording on your phone. I invite you to stay muted, but if you have a question, those of you who are here live, or if I cut off and you want to let me know, please unmute yourselves. That can be a conversation as well. I invite you to put your questions in the chat, and I will invite you at specific times to share if you want to, but there's no pressure. Everything is optional here as always. So today's session outcomes, there's 2. I would like you to really clarify your deepest inspiration for wanting to improve your health and well-being. And we're going to craft a why statement, which will become your anchor or your drive for long-term success, because it's easy to start on our health and well-being journey, but it's easy to stop as well when things happen and we have challenges. And please note in this workshop that I talk about inspiration as opposed to motivation. And the terms are interchangeable, but what I like to remind you of is motivation will fade away. Inspiration will not. So I had a client recently who came to me, and her goal for our coaching sessions was to have the motivation for health and fitness. And she was saying it like this. She was saying, I just can't get started. And this is the image of motivation, right? It's the alarm goes off and it's so hard and I need motivation. And motivation fades off. The inspiration that she's found, and she's still texting me to this day, a month after our session, saying, I just love it. I wake up at 4 o'clock and I can't wait for the gym to open. Her inspiration was, I'm reading the coaching notes. I want to be the driver of my life. I want to live to my potential. I get goosebumps. This is inspiration. So I don't coach people on motivation. I coach people on inspiration. And that's what we're going to do together today. So all my workshops are research-based. There's evidence behind what I teach and what I do in my personal life as well and with my clients. And it has been proven several times that the intrinsic, so internal motivation, or what I call the inspiration or your why statement, this leads to higher commitment and sustained changes. So if I think about myself as well, when I decided to become sober, my inspiration was I'm very visual. So it was those visions of me being sober when I'm old and wrinkly and I'm 80 years old. And that's still to this day really inspirational to me, to think when I'm 80, I'll go, I stopped drinking overnight and I'll never look back. Like, this is my inspiration, because I find it easy, but it would be easy to fall back in because alcohol is everywhere. So there's no questions in the chat. If you do have a question, please feel free to type it in. Otherwise, we'll start the reflection exercise. And really, the goal of this session is for you to answer for yourself, what inspires me to improve my health and well-being? That's the general question that we want. And there will be two exercises that we'll do. So the first exercise, I will just name some known positive impacts of improving our health and well-being, and I'll get you to write down the ones that resonate with you. And then the second exercise, I will ask you some powerful coaching questions so that you can really dig a bit deeper and define what's your why, what's your inspiration. In your answers, you might find that some answers are like moving what we call away from pain. So the things we want to leave behind, the things that we don't want anymore. So it can be physical pain, or it could be also the things we tell ourselves or the limitations that we have. Or some of your answers will be more towards, and there's no right or wrong. And towards is like the things you want, the things that are beautiful on the other side. So grab something to write with. And so I will give you some of the known benefits of improving our health and well-being, and write the ones that maybe you'll feel it in your body, maybe it'll be more in your head, but write down the ones that resonate the most with you. I will have more energy. I will have a stronger immune system. I will have better cardiovascular health, better heart. I will improve my weight management. Enhanced muscle and bone strength, so becoming stronger. Better quality of your sleep. Reduced risk of chronic diseases or any ill health, really. Improved mood. Reduced stress. Better cognitive function. Better resilience. Better emotional regulation. Maybe it'll boost your self-esteem. That's a big one for me. Being proud of myself. I'm not against anyone else. I'm not competing. I'm not comparing myself. But this is a big inspiration for me. That feeling of, yes, I did it. Another milestone. Maybe a greater sense of purpose and fulfillment is part of your inspiration to improve your health and well-being. And looking at the list, if you feel compelled to do it, maybe put a little star or a little love heart next to the one that you're like, yeah, that's the top one. Out of all of these, which one would be the most compelling? And you can write it in the chat if you want. Or unmute yourself if you don't mind being on the recording. Boost your self-esteem, same as mine. That's my biggest one. That's great. Doing it for ourselves. That's a really big inspiration, motivator. It can't go away either, right? Because we're always with us. So the second exercise is you can keep typing if you were still typing. I'll read it after. I will ask you some powerful coaching questions. I will put them in the chat for if you want to copy and paste them in a document. But otherwise, you can just write them down as we go. So I will ask each question and just pause for about 30 seconds between each so that you have time to reflect. It doesn't have to be perfect sentences, by the way. Don't put pressure on yourself. You can put keywords, you can put names. It's just really to start that reflection around what's down here that makes us want to improve our health and well-being forever. What will be the greatest impact on your relationship with yourself? And the next one, when you're ready, is what will be the greatest impact on your relationship with others? What kind of person will you have become? What kind of person will you have become? This one could be the name of someone you know, even someone that you look up to, or you see even someone you don't know, like an influencer maybe, and you're like, oh, the their lifestyle, they look like the kind of person I would like to become. Or it could be I would like to become a morning person, or a jogging person, or someone who enjoys a salad instead of a pizza. Whatever it is, it has to resonate with you. What kind of person do you want to become? It can be funny, it can be deep. You choose. So the kind of person that I want to become now at this stage of my um, health and wellness and fitness goals is someone who doesn't give up. So I've started things in the past, like fitness, and I was like, that's not for me. I hurt myself, therefore it's not for me, and I give up. And I want to have this sense of achievement for myself. I want to become the person who doesn't give up. That's a personal example of mine. The person that participates in life more. See, that's in your own words. That's so powerful, beautiful. Here's the next question. What will become possible? So when you improve your health and your well-being, what becomes possible? What is no longer impossible? Next question. How will achieving my goals change the way I see my future? How will achieving my goals change the way I see my future? And another way to see this question is, how will I become more hopeful that the future is bright? And the last question, when you're ready, is why do I want to change right now? So we're talking about being inspired to improve your health and well-being. So why now? What's on the line? Why can you not delay this anymore? So take a big breath in when you're done. If you didn't write the questions, they will be sent in the email with the recording, and you can keep reflecting on that. I see a beautiful smile. If you had to share the most powerful insight, even if just a word in everything you wrote, what would it be? What's the one thing that when you look at your answers, you think that is the top inspiration? So for those of you watching the recording, look at your answers, keep breathing, and then start maybe circling, putting love hearts or highlighting the answers that maybe it creates a bigger reaction. Maybe you get a bit choked up or you get goosebumps. You're like, you find this really attractive for your inspiration, for improving your health and well-being. Maybe something you've been thinking about for a long time and it's finally in writing and you're like, yep. So try to identify that thought that's the most powerful. Control stress, better physical health for myself and my family. Beautiful. That's a powerful inspiration as well. So these are the things you can keep typing if you're still typing. The motivator, the inspiration that you will highlight or really pull out of this is something that I invite you to really reflect on. If you're a meditator, just write it down and just say it like a bit of an affirmation or a mantra, like, I will control stress better. I'm ready to control stress. I'm ready to have better physical health. These kind of things. If this is the strongest inspiration, you want to keep it at the forefront. And then the next sessions sort of dribble from that as well, because we will find how to use our thoughts to create those results. And we will also make an action plan to achieve those results. So start getting really in love with your answers now. And if you attend the other sessions, whether live or recorded, you'll see how it all flows into an actionable plan for you to get started. Enjoy cans more. Not be afraid to be judged about my weight all the time. It stops me from going out there. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I see how you want, yes, thumbs up. I see how you want to take ownership of this. You recognize that you can't change people, right? People will judge. People will judge me. People will judge everyone. That's just life. But when I look after, so maybe this is the essence of your mantra would be something around, when I look after my health and well-being, I'm at my best and I don't worry about being judged anymore. However, it resonates more with you. But if that's what you pulled out, you don't want to feel judged anymore, and you want to start going out, like you were saying, you want to participate in life more, this is really powerful. Write it down. This is what you want. This is what's down here. So I hope that was helpful. I invite you to, if you have the time, the gift of time, to keep reflecting on those questions, maybe put some music, have a cup of tea, and keep organizing your answers. Write down on the post-it the most powerful ones. Tell someone you trust that you're aiming towards this if it feels good. And please join me in the next session, next Tuesday, same time. We will be talking about how to master our mind. So how our thoughts influence our feelings, make us do things or not do things, and then we get our life results. And I'm gonna teach you how to troubleshoot this cycle so you can get to those results. Do you have any questions? I'll stop the recording. Thank you everyone for being here.